To adding fog, mist, vapors, etc., you could also use a lot of techniques. For instance, in this image as I provided for you, we have z-dipped channel file. And I think this is ideal for making simple fog, because the front side closest is stronger and backside it is getting dark and dark. If I set this layer blend mode to something like screen or lighten, as you see, we made it some kind of fog. But usually fog works exactly opposite. So to invert this layer information, go to image adjustment and invert. As you see now, we have the fog in the backside stronger and going closer to less. Note that these parts are light. If I set on the normal, note that we have here too much dark. If I go to the image adjustment and something like curves, allow me to move my window. When I am improving light intensity, as you see, it seems our fog getting stronger and stronger, and this is ideal for us. So again, I set on a screen. You could of course set on lighten. These all blending parts are about lighting, but I prefer to use screen. Go to the image, adjustment and curve, or press Ctrl or Command M, and you could improve your fog or mist. Okay. I could decrease the opacity to see the sky. Maybe something like 30%, it is fine, before and after. And again, still you could double click and decrease your mist. See, it's getting fade out, or opposite, you could bring back more and more. I think something like that, it is fine. Also, you could search on internet about mist or fog or even dust and remove the color information. I opened my Google and searched on image mist. As you see, a lot of mist files here. Don't worry about color information. Just try out to analyze how they are working. Because we have a lake here, it is much intense. Also, these clouds moving around the mountain, which doesn't important for us here. I think something like this, even as a smoke, or this, it is useful, but we could even use this simple low-res image. So I right-click, copy image, and the Photoshop, Ctrl or Command V to paste. It is small, but it's not important. Press Ctrl or Command T, Alt Shift or Option Shift on Mac. Alright. Actually, the color information, it is nice here, but if you don't like the color, you could go to Image, Adjustment and choose Desaturate. But I think this bluish color, it is ideal. And set something like Screen and decrease the opacity again. If you note that our contrast is too less, so press Ctrl or Command L and start increasing the intensity. And I think our color information, it is getting too intense. So go to the image, adjustment, hue, saturation, and decrease the saturation information. Because I did too intense, I think it is too much. So I could blur it out with Gaussian blur. And even you could make it for yourself. I delete this layer. Again, create new layer, fill it with black or white color, it doesn't matter. And again, go to the filter, noise, add noise. We could generate noise here, maybe intense, and blur it out, filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. try to make some variety, maybe something like that. And go to image adjustment. This time use brightness or contrast. I think contrast could help us here. If you need more, you could enable use legacy. And this time increase contrast much more. And I will try to re-blur it. Because our document size it is too big, so our noise are small, I press Ctrl or Command T, Alt Shift or Option Shift on Mac and make it bigger. Hold on to Ctrl or Command and try to make some kind of perspective effect, not too strong. And let's check with the screen how it is working. Not bad. Reduce the opacity. And even I could press Ctrl or Command L and again increase the contrast to be more visible. As you see now we have more variety. I think this is not bad, maybe less opacity. And we could use some deformation, something like maybe shear or wave again. This time we need bigger scale and amplitude and wavelength to get more variety. So if I set on normal and 100%, as you see this is our file. Maybe move it down and again screen. And of course you could apply mask and with black color using brush start removing any part you don't like. So I group these two layers together too. Select them all, press Ctrl G or create a group. And I name it as a mist. So this is our fog. If it is strong, still it could decrease overall opacity before and after. I think our mist here could be improved because we decreased the opacity total. But note that the sky totally is too bright and our trees are much closer to the camera. To make these parts darker, of course you could move your tree from this below layer up, or I could simply only duplicate this layer, move it up after mist, see, and maybe decrease opacity something about 70 or 80% to get more natural, maybe 70. All right.